I'm going to tell a story, and it's going to be about the first college party that I went to. I feel like this sequence of videos makes it seem like if I go to a lot of parties, when that's not really the case. It's just that going to a party makes for a much more interesting story than studying for a semester. Okay, this is my first summer, and I had 18 credits. I had classes during summer A, summer B, and summer C. The last one, summer C, the one that lasted the longest, it was a physics class. And my professor, I did not like the way he taught. So I had a horrible time. It was extremely stressful. The way that the semester ended for me was there was about like 2 days where I needed to finish all the homework of the semester. I had all these assignments that I needed to complete before the deadline. And I was just really stressed out trying to finish them. I was in the library until it closed. I was just working on those assignments, and I was like halfway done with my assignments, and I was like, there's no way I can finish these before midnight. I went to McDonald's to use their internet. I just stayed in my car on my laptop until my laptop died. I got to McDonald's at like 11:15, so I only had a little bit of time to try to finish all these assignments, and it was overwhelming, and I was stressed out. Basically like 11:50, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to say giving up, but like accepting that I won't be able to complete all of the assignments. And I was just like feeling negative emotions. That's where I was. And then I look up and I see these two girls walking through the McDonald's drive-thru. One of them I recognized. I don't remember how I met her, but she was in a sorority on campus. That was all she would talk about, really. She also had hedgehogs too. And she was with someone else, and they were trying to walk through the drive-thru, which was weird. My instinct was to close my laptop, like recline my chair and like hide. I look back up after a couple minutes, they're not there. So I just open up my laptop and like I have like 2 minutes. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna do anything. So I just like sat there. And then I hear a knock on my window, and I'm like, it was the sorority girl. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? What are you doing here? And she asked me the same thing. What are you doing here? And I was like, nothing. And I like slide my laptop away from sight.
If you say nothing, that's creepy.
Yeah.
You're sitting in a parking lot by yourself.
Yeah.
Just there.
Yeah.
Late at night.
I didn't have a better like alibi. I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head.
You could just be like, I'm here using their Wi-Fi. Wouldn't that be
I felt like
creepy?
that. I felt like that would be weird. I felt like that would be weird.
That makes no sense, but okay.
So I asked her, like, what are you doing here? Like, I flipped it around on them, like, they're the weird ones. And she was like, oh, we're trying to buy some ice, but the lobby's closed, and they didn't want to sell it to us because we were walking. And she gets this look on her face like, I've got an idea. Like 2 seconds before she got the idea, like I could tell what she was going to ask me. She was going to ask me to go through the drive-thru in my car so that we could buy whatever. She gets the bright idea and she's like, can you drive us through the drive-thru? And I was like, yeah, I got nothing else to do. Yeah, sure.
That is so creepy. I was like, why are you here? Yeah, I have nothing else to do.
So these two sorority girls get into my car, and I could tell that they were already like tipsy. My night like was already on some weird path that I didn't expect. I drive through a drive-thru. They just want a bag of ice. So I was like, what do you want ice for? And they're like, because we're throwing a party and we don't have ice. You want to come? Like in my head, I was like, well, I failed physics. Might as well, try to have some fun tonight. So I was like, yeah, like I'll go to the party or whatever. So we buy the ice. It was $1. It was on me. They were like super grateful. I don't know. Imagine drunk sorority girls. That's what I had in my car. I don't know if it's worth mentioning. Do you remember the wig that I had in my car? They found it. And they're like...
Wait, the wig of like the old man?
Yeah. And they're like, what's this? I don't know. That's not worth mentioning.
That makes it even creepier. Why were you in that parking lot?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They found the wig. They thought it was hilarious. They were like, oh my gosh, can't wait to party with you. And I was like... Yeah, okay, like a nerd, I don't know. Like, how do you respond to that? I don't know. I drive them to where they lived, which is like a block from the McDonald's. Pull in, and they're like, oh, it's this building. I get off, I carry the ice for them, walk them up the stairs. Like, imagine a sorority party in your head. Like, that's what I imagined. I walk in, and it's is it inappropriate if I say this? Sausage fest? Is that inappropriate?
Is that a curse word? Penises?
Yes. In pants. They weren't like hanging out.
I mean, they could have.
I'll get to that.
Wait, they were out their pants at some point?
No. Well, I'll get to that.
So it was a sausage fest.
Like, I was imagining these two sorority girls would have sorority friends. No, they had like...
I I would imagine only girls like partying,
Right.
maybe a few guys, but mostly girls.
There were 8 guys and no other girls there. And I'm the 9th guy. And I was like, okay, like, I guess this could still be fun. It's not what I expected, though, whatever. So I walk in, bring the ice, and I'm like the savior of the party, right? And people are like already prepping to throw me up on their shoulders and like have a thing. When I walk in, this is so weird. I make eye contact with one of the guys, and it was like instantly there was a connection. Like, not a sexual connection. Like a bro connection. We were instant bros. You know, I don't know if this has happened to you.
Did you ever talk to him again?
No. You know, I put the ice down and like we immediately start talking to each other. And he's like, man, like, you're so cool. And I was like, not cool at all. But I was like, okay, you're cool too, man. And he was like, yeah, man, like, how's your semester, man? And I was like, you know, physics is giving me a rough time. He's like, dude, I failed stats for the 3rd time, man. I know what that's like. And I was like, I don't know if that's the same thing, but okay. And yeah, we were just talking about life, you know, and he was my friend throughout the party. Yeah, they were like playing beer pong and like all this stuff. And I was just like, so any iced tea? Like, we have some water I can drink, something? Because I don't really drink. And the party goers were not having it, especially my instant bro. It was his mission of the night to get me to like drink and like super drunk and wasted. And he gave me that drunk speech that drunk people give about trying to sell you on alcohol. It's so great, man, to just like let go and like have fun. And I was like, thanks, man. That's how I respond to people, like to try to get them off my case. I'm pretty good at handling peer pressure. So I was like, nah, I can't. I've got to drive later. And he's like, it'll wear off by the time you leave. Don't worry about it. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to risk it. He wasn't stopping at any point. As for the sorority girls, like 2 minutes after drinking on my car, they were both like gone, super drunk. And I was just like, okay, the only person I knew coming into the party is like not a real person anymore. So I'll just like watch TV. So I turned on the TV. My instant bro was like, nah, bro, it's the end of the semester. You and me, we're gonna have a drink to the semester, to us making it through the semester. He got a shot. And he had another shot in his hand. He handed it to me and he was like, come on, man. You and me, we're both gonna get wasted tonight. Let's go, man. Like testosterone, like, bro. And I was like, how can I like spin this so I don't have to drink? So I was like, you know what, man? You're right. It's been a hard semester. Let's do this. And we both like got pumped. Like, yeah, bro. And like throughout the night, he would like get uncomfortably close to me because like he was kind of drunk because he was drunk. To the point where like I could smell his breath and stuff. It wasn't sexual, right? It was like, cause he was like, you know, a little drunk. So we were like, yeah, like in each other's faces. And I was like, yeah, bro, let's take this shot. On 3. 1, 2. And like by 2, he was like, whew, takes it down. I just like throw it behind my back and I'm like, that was awesome. Yeah.
Did that really work?
Yeah.
I always wanted to do that.
It totally worked. I just like threw it on the floor behind me and like, Nate was like, oh, my instant bro was like, yeah! That's all he needed. Like, his life mission was accomplished. So I was like, okay, cool. So he didn't bug me the rest of the night. As for the sorority girls, they were a whole other thing. One of them, I don't remember her name or anything, but she was throwing up in the bathroom. And like, there's this guy there who obviously was like trying to make something happen later the night. You know, like you could feel that vibe, right? Like when a guy is like all over a girl at a party. So she starts throwing up and she's like in the toilet with her face in the toilet. And he's holding back her hair. Is that romantic? Like, I don't understand the appeal of that. And something weird was happening too. She would vomit, say something, vomit, say something. This was her, right? She'd be like, how well can I compose myself? She's like, hang on, how does it?
Stop doing that, Josh! Just stop!
Is that not... Okay, she's throwing up.
That makes more sense. Don't go up and down.
So she's like, oh, I'm broke. I spent all of my financial aid on alcohol. Where's I want? And here's where she like starts like bawling, crying, like, I failed stats again. 4 of my siblings died.
Oh, that's horrible.
Right. So the guy who's like holding back her hair is like,
Wait, she really said that?
yeah, yes. So the guy who's holding back her hair is like looks at me, is like, what, huh? And I look at him like one of these things doesn't belong in, you know, like.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh my god.
Right. So she's there.
I should not be laughing. This is
and
horrible.
then that was weird. And I left them to do their whatever. And I go back out to the living room, and then the other sorority girl, the one, let me sit like hadn't said her name.
You said, bring me
Oh,
right now.
ooh, you're right. Oh.
You can beep it out.
Will she ever watch this video?
Maybe. You
Nah,
can beep
right?
It out.
Nah.
You
nah.
can beep it out anyway.
The other sorority girl comes out. Yeah,
Just
let me.
bleep out her
I'll
name.
bleep it out. I'll bleep it out. So the other sorority girl comes out of the bedroom. I don't know. It was weird. Comes out of the bedroom into the living room. There's like 7 guys there, and she's like, "All right, fellas, who's ready to have me?" And like,
What?
right, weird, right.
What?
So all the guys are like, "Yeah, like,
Oh.
what's up, ma? I'm ready. Let's go.
God.
Let's get down to business. Let's get it
Josh, are you
on."
sure you didn't go to an orgy?
Wait for it.
That's
Wait
what
for
it
it.
sounds
Wait for it. Wait for it. So she's there in revealing clothing, whatever, and all the guys are like, "Let me get some of that business." And
Josh, I seriously wonder how you're not single.
like, you know, guys start lining up, like literally lining up, and then
God.
and then she's like, "Hold on, guys, only 2 at a time."
What?
Right.
Oh my god.
So that changes the dynamic, though, right? The guys start fighting within each other, like, bro, like, I ain't gay, but like, are you, like, you think you and me, well, I ain't gay, you know?
I never heard this story in so much detail. Oh my god, Robert, why didn't you just leave?
I don't know. It was a bad night for me. But you remember my instant bro, right? He looks at me, he gives me the most loving look ever.
I'm telling you, I think he had a crush on you.
And then he walks up to me, you know, uncomfortably close as usual, and he's like, "Come on, man. You and me till the end." And like, he gives me a dap, like, you know, like, "Come on, let's go." And I was like, "No thanks, I'm okay."
Wow, I can't believe this.
So no one ended up taking her up on her offer, and she
'Cause
just
nobody was
chilled for the
throwing
rest of
up?
the party. Right.
Wait, so she just got left there?
Yeah.
That's really
So I guess her plan worked. I don't know. I don't know if I should tell. You know, I've gotten this far. I might as well tell the ending,
Yeah.
the real ending of what
Yes.
happened. It doesn't look good on me as a person.
Oh god.
It's the ending of this story. Let me just say, it was a vulnerable moment in my life. Like, a lot of emotions were going through my head, and I was just looking for happiness in all the wrong places, right? The guy who was holding the girl's hair, he was starting to, like, walk people out of the party. I think, you know, to, like, so that he could be...
Hook up with her?
I'm not gonna say anything. He started, like, walking guys out, like, "You know, bro, you know, it's late, like, go home." I don't know. And he would walk them out. So he did the same thing to me, and I was like sober. So I was like, I know what you're doing, but like, I didn't care. So I was just like, you know, I might as well go home. You know, he's walking me out, and then the sorority girl, she looks at me like, "What? You're not gonna say bye?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, let me say bye." You know where this is going, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, we hug, goodbye, and then like, we stop hugging, but our faces are like lined up. We looked at each other like, is this happening? That's what was going on in my head, like, So I was like, looking at her like, okay, I guess, whatever. So we're there, face to face, and I don't understand this next move, like, at all. But she starts leaning back. While we're still like hugging, kind of hugging, right? Like, you know the picture where their sailor is kissing the girl and like has her like leaning back like in front of Times Square. I think that's what she had in mind. She didn't communicate that like to me. So she just started like leaning back, and I'm like, I'm here, but I'm not in a position where I can like support you. So basically this was my perspective. Role play. You're me, I'm this girl. And she's like, what? You're not gonna say bye? You say, okay, I'll say bye. And then we hug. This is weird. And then we like have a moment and like look at each other. Let me see if I can do this right. We look at each other. She starts leaning back, and like we're both like, oh!
You guys both fall over?
We both fall over. She hits her head on a chair on the way down, and our faces collide on impact on the floor. I leave right after that. She had like a huge gash on her head afterwards. She sent me on Snapchat.
Oh, God. That only happens to you, Josh.
Yeah, I never talked to Instant Bro or her after that.
Do you still have her on Snapchat, though?
Yeah.
Oh. That's right.
I think it's okay. Oh, and something else I did was, well, I was bored in some parts of the party, you know? So I like, this is so dumb. This is probably worse than the other thing. I like opened up all the cabinets and like rearranged things because I thought it would be funny. Like I moved the cups to a different thing and like the cans to like a different place. And I stole the Nutella too.
That's the only thing you ever told me about that party. The Nutella. You're like, I went to a party and stole Nutella. Oh, that seems about right.
Yep.
You never told me you had an orgy.
And
then broke a girl's head.
So that was my first college party.
Your first orgy?
No! Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you thought it was funny, share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Subscribe to me. And we're off. The least sexy Disney song in the history of Disney songs. Think of a less sexy one. No, you can't. Yes, her pants were on.
It's important.
Her shirts were on. Her shirts. What's that sound?
We don't know. Just ignore it. It's water, I think.
It sounds peaceful.